All right, everyone. Thanks for being here. Today, we're not going to be discussing fads. We're not diving into motivation hacks or quick time-saving tricks. We're talking about your life, the one and only life you get, and how to live it wisely before it's too late. The reality is, a lot of folks are so caught up in just making it through the day that they completely forget. They're quietly letting their entire life slip away. Let me ask you something. Have you ever glanced at the clock, realized it's already evening, and wondered where the heck the day went? Now, picture that same feeling, but instead of just the day being gone, it's an entire decade. Here's a fact that hardly anyone mentions. The average person lives for about 30,000 days. Not 90 years, not forever, just 30,000 days. If you're 25, you've already used up over 9,000 of those days. If you're 40, you've spent 14,600 days. And if you're 60, you're past 21,000. Now, tell me, how many of those days do you honestly remember? How many were truly yours? How many felt meaningful? How many made you feel truly alive? Most people don't even realize life is flying by until they look back one day, and all they feel is regret. They start saying things like, I should have done that when I had the chance. I should have told them how I felt. I should have spent more time with my parents. I should have chased my dream instead of just doing what everyone expected of me. But by then, it's too late. That's why I made this video, to help you realize something powerful. You don't need more time. You need to use it better. Today, I'm going to share 10 powerful life strategies that will help you use your time, your energy, your attention, and your heart in the smartest, most meaningful, and most beautiful way possible. Not just from some abstract theory, but from reality, from hard truths, from understanding how people think, from lived experience. But if I asked you, what's the very first thing you do when you wake up? A lot of you would probably say, check my phone. If you spend 2 hours a day scrolling, but say you don't have time to improve your life, then the problem isn't time itself. It's what you're choosing to prioritize. The truth is, you're usually not choosing between good versus bad. You're choosing between what's easy right now versus what's truly important forever. Think of it this way. Your brain wakes up in the morning like a manager. You have 100 attention points to spend each day. That's your energy budget. Now, here's how most people spend it. 20 points. Overthinking problems from yesterday. 15 points. Scrolling through other people's lives on social media. 10 points. Arguing with people online. 10 points. Doing things they don't even care about. 20 points. Trying to please people they don't even like. 10 points. Doubting themselves. 5 points. Regretting things. 5 points. Random distractions. That leaves only 5 points left for their dreams, their health, or personal growth. That's not a time shortage. That's a complete collapse of priorities. Let's say you have a small garden. Every day you have just one bucket of water to use. Now, imagine you pour the water on the rocks. You spill some on the road. You throw some in the air just for fun. And then, at the end of the day, you look at your dying flowers and say, I just don't have enough water. That's how a lot of people live their lives. They give their time, their energy, and their focus to things that don't actually help anything grow. And then they complain that their dreams, their health, and their peace of mind are dying. You don't need more buckets. You need to aim better. People often don't realize this until it's way too late. You say yes to too many things, and pretty soon you're living a life that isn't even yours anymore. You go to parties you don't enjoy. You say yes to jobs you hate. You answer texts you don't care about. You watch shows you don't even like, and then you say things like, I'm too busy to work on myself. No, you're not busy. You're just misaligned. The key takeaway here is that every single day, you are designing your future, not by what you dream of doing, but by what you actually choose to do. Want a healthy body? That's a daily choice. Want peace of mind? That's about setting daily boundaries. Want to speak English fluently? That requires daily listening and practice. Life isn't shaped by the big things, it's shaped by the small, repeated ones. Here's how you take back control of your priorities, starting today. Step 1. The 3-list exercise. Get a piece of paper and make 3 columns. A. Things I say are important. Examples. Family, health, personal growth, learning English. B. Things I actually spend time on. Track your day honestly. See what needs to change, what needs more time, what should be cut out. This will be a real eye-opener. Most people say their family is their top priority, but they spend more time with strangers online than they do with their own kids. Most people say their health is important, but they eat junk food every day. Most people say they want to grow as individuals, but they scroll through memes instead of reading books. Don't lie to yourself. Real life begins when you get honest with yourself. Step 2. Daily life design questions. Every morning, ask yourself, what are my top 3 priorities for today? If today was my last day, how would I spend it? What doesn't deserve my time anymore? Asking these 3 simple questions can stop you from wasting months or even years of your life. Step 3. Make time for what makes you stronger. Here's a general rule. If it builds your future, make time for it. If it drains your soul, remove it. If it feels urgent but not important, pause and think about it. They date someone who doesn't respect their growth, so they shrink themselves to fit. They keep friends who laugh at their dreams, so they stop dreaming. They're afraid of disappointing others, so they end up disappointing themselves every single day. This isn't loyalty, it's self-abandonment. Now here's the transformation. If you want to spend your life wisely, spend it with people who tell you the truth, who want the best for you, who celebrate your wins instead of competing with you, who remind you of who you are when you forget. Because in the end, your life won't be remembered by how many followers you had, but by how many real connections you made. What can you do about this? Audit your circle. Ask yourself, who lifts me up? Who drains me? Who respects my time, energy, and space? Be honest with yourself. Silence is better than noisy disrespect. Communicate or cut ties. If someone is hurting you, speak up, but only once. If nothing changes, don't beg. You don't owe anyone your peace. Build new circles. Find people who are on the same path as you. Even if it starts online, even if it feels awkward at first, you deserve to be around energy that grows you, not diminishes you. Your time is your life. And if someone doesn't respect your time, they don't deserve a place in your life. So don't waste your life with people who don't see you for who you are. Don't water dead plants. Love should feel like coming home, not like a battle. Friendship should feel like safety, not tension. Family should feel like support, not a burden. Protect your space. Because it's not just your heart, it's your whole future. Strategy 4. Health and vitality. Let me ask you something deep. What's the point of building a great career, falling in love, or achieving success if your body is too tired, too sick, or too broken to enjoy it? A lot of people are just walking through life completely exhausted, but they never stop to ask themselves, why am I always so tired? You take better care of your phone battery than you do of yourself. You charge your phone 3 times a day, but you skip drinking water. You eat junk food. You go to sleep at 3 a.m. and then you wonder why you feel lost, angry, sad, and lazy. Your body isn't a machine, it's your home, and your mind lives inside it. When you ignore your health, you are slowly destroying your ability to live well. Imagine your body is a car. You get one car for your entire life. There's no replacement, no second model. Now imagine you never change the oil, you fill it with the cheapest fuel, you drive it for 20 hours every day and you ignore all the warning lights, just keep saying, I'll fix it later. How long do you think it will last? Now understand that's what most people are doing to their own bodies. What a lot of people get wrong is that they think, I'll start taking care of my health after this project is done. I'll sleep properly once I'm successful. I'll fix my body later. But the truth is, later often becomes never. And by the time you finally pay attention, you've already paid the price. The power of vitality. Energy is your real wealth. Without it, even the best moments in life feel heavy and dull. When your body is strong, you think clearly, you speak with confidence, you walk into a room with presence, you attract better people, and you feel excited to live. Taking care of your body isn't about getting a six-pack or looking good on Instagram. It's about respecting the engine that drives your dreams. So, how do you start? Even if you're a complete beginner, start with sleep. Sleep isn't laziness, it's how your brain repairs itself. 8 hours of sleep will do more for your mind than 8 hours of Netflix ever will. Fix just one meal a day. You don't need to completely overhaul your diet, just make one meal healthy. Replace junk food with something that makes you feel alive and energized, not sleepy. Move every day. Walk, stretch, dance, clean your house. Movement isn't just about fitness, it's about freedom. Protect your mental energy. Unfollow anything that disturbs you. Delete anything that destroys your mood. Choose silence over constant noise. Your mental space is part of your health too. The body you're ignoring today will be the reason you can't enjoy your life tomorrow. Don't wait for a doctor to scare you. Don't wait for pain to humble you. Respect your body before it starts begging for your attention. Because you don't just live in your body, you live through it. And when you feel healthy, you feel unstoppable. Strategy 5. Career and purpose. Let's start with a quiet question. What do you wake up for? Is it just to get a paycheck? Is it pressure from your family? Is it just to survive? Or is it because you have a sense of purpose? Because here's the truth. Most people don't hate working. They hate working on things that don't matter to them. They wake up tired, not because of the long hours, but because of the lack of meaning in what they're doing. Let me be honest with you. You weren't born just to pay bills, answer emails, obey orders, sit in traffic, and then die. That's not a life. That's a slow funeral. You were born with ideas, gifts, talents, and dreams that no one else has. And if you bury them under a job that kills your soul every day, you're not working, you're disappearing. Imagine a man named David. He's 45 years old. He has a good job, a house, 2 kids, and a nice car. But every morning, he sits in his car outside his office for 10 minutes because he feels sick walking into that building. He's not being abused, he's not poor, but he is unfulfilled. He once dreamed of being a writer. He once loved music. He once wanted to start his own business. But he never even tried. He always said, not now, maybe later, when the time is right. Now he's 45 and those dreams are rotting inside him like ghosts. This isn't just fiction. This is what millions of people are doing right now. The truth is, money matters, but it's not enough. A rich person without a purpose still feels empty inside. But a person with passion, even if they start small, feels truly alive. You don't need to quit your job today. You don't need to be reckless. But you do need to ask yourself, am I building something that matters to me, or am I just surviving for the sake of others? Because every day you spend building someone else's dream is a day lost from building your own. Here are a few practical steps you can take. 1. Start a side project. You don't have to leave your job today, but you can start spending 30 minutes a day on something that makes you feel alive. Write, record music, learn a new skill, create something. Your job feeds your stomach, but your side project might one day feed your freedom. 2. Redefine success. Forget the world's definition of success. Ask yourself, what kind of life would make me proud if I died tomorrow? That's your real success goal. 3. Use your evenings with purpose. Most people waste their evenings scrolling through social media, but evenings are your secret weapon. 1 hour per night equals 365 hours a year. That's enough time to change everything. Don't let the world convince you that your only value is your productivity. You're more than just a machine. You're a creator, a soul, a thinker, a builder. Don't just work for survival. Work for your legacy. You don't have to change your whole life today, but you must stop ignoring the voice inside you that says there's something more. That voice is right, there is. Strategy 6. Emotional intelligence. Master your emotions, or your emotions will master your life. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had your whole day ruined just because of one thought, one comment, or one memory? Of course you have, we all have. That's because a lot of people never learn the one skill that could completely change their lives. Emotional intelligence. So, what is emotional intelligence? It's not about being calm all the time, and it's not about pretending to be strong. It's about learning how to feel your emotions without drowning in them, how to respond instead of react, how to stay in control even when the world around you isn't. Because here's the truth, emotions are powerful. And if you don't know how to manage them, they will manage you. Imagine a man named Leo. He wakes up happy, it's a sunny day, he has plans to see a friend, and he's smiling. Then he opens his phone and sees a message. You're such a joke, man. You think you're successful? You're not even close. He doesn't even know who sent it, but he reads it 10 times. And suddenly, he cancels his plans with his friend. He doesn't eat anything. He starts overthinking everything. He feels sad, and he feels like giving up on everything. Now here's the tragedy. It wasn't the message that ruined his day. It was his reaction to it. He gave one comment from a stranger the power to completely destroy his energy. This is how a lot of people live their lives. They get angry too quickly, they get offended too quickly, they get sad too quickly, and worst of all, they hold on to the pain for way too long. Emotional intelligence means that you pause before reacting. You ask yourself, is this worth my peace? You stop letting temporary emotions create permanent damage in your life. You understand yourself before you try to control others. Because here's a secret, nobody can control you emotionally unless you give them permission to do so. How do you build emotional intelligence? Name your emotions. Don't just say, I'm feeling bad. Say, I feel disappointed, or I feel ignored. Naming the emotion gives you power over it. Create a 10-second rule. When you feel angry or emotional, wait 10 seconds, just breathe. It might save a relationship, a decision, or a lifetime of regret. Use pain as a teacher. Don't just suffer through it. Ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to teach me? They live modestly. They cook most of their meals. They save 20% of every paycheck. They invest in learning new skills, and they live below their means. They're calm and content. They might not look rich, but they're building real freedom. Because real wealth isn't just about money. It's about peace of mind. Here's what you need to understand. Money is emotional. People spend money to feel powerful, accepted, admired, or validated. But buying things doesn't solve emotional emptiness. That's why some people still feel poor even when they're earning more money than they ever imagined, because they're leaking energy through lifestyle addiction. Create a freedom fund, not just a savings account. Don't just save to buy something, save to buy back your life. One day, that money might allow you to walk away from a job you hate, or to take 6 months off to build your dream. A freedom fund equals peace of mind. Learn the 3 magic rules. Earn actively, whether that's through a job or a service you provide. Save consistently, even if it's just small amounts. Grow smartly. Invest in skills, knowledge, and the power of compounding. Even if you don't earn that much, if you save and invest wisely, you'll be ahead of people who are making 10 times as much. Avoid status traps. Every time you feel the urge to buy something to look successful, ask yourself, will this make me rich? Or will it just look like I'm rich? Then decide accordingly. Spend money on things that give you life. Spend it on books, not brands. Spend it on your health, not on hype. Spend it on learning skills, not on shiny things. Spend it on freedom, not on followers. Don't let the world trick you. You don't need to look rich, you need to feel free. Stop chasing money like it's your. Alright, champ, time to take the reins. Start running your life like it's your most prized possession, your go-to tool. Because, let's be real, when you're kicking back thinking about your life, the brand of your jeans ain't gonna matter one bit. What you will care about is whether you actually took the time to experience life, to really live. And that's precisely what financial savvy brings you. Time, peace of mind, and the power to call your own shots. Okay, strategy number 8. Personal development, learning, and growth. Plain and simple, if you're not growing as a person, you're slowly fading away, like a plant that doesn't get watered. And the crazy part is, most folks don't even realize it's happening. Let's kick things off with a dose of reality, shall we? The human brain? It ain't wired to be happy just chilling doing nothing. It's built for exploration, for digging deeper, for asking questions, for creating, for evolving. And yet, what happens after high school or college? Most people just slam on the brakes. They stop cracking open books. They stop questioning things. They lose that sense of wonder. They stop checking out new stuff. They get all cozy and settled in. And that comfort, after a while, becomes a freaking trap. Here's the kicker that most people completely miss. Your brain is like a muscle. You stop using it, it gets weak, it shrinks. That's the root of feeling stuck. That's why life starts feeling like a rerun. That's why days start blurring together into weeks, and years just fly by without any real joy. It's not because life itself is meaningless. It's because you stopped growing from the inside out.
Picture a tree, right? You plant it in a pot.
At first, it takes off. It grows like crazy. New leaves popping out, branches getting strong. But then, one day, it just stops. Not because it's lazy or broken, but because the pot's too damn small. The roots are cramped. No room to spread. The tree's ready for more. It wants more. But the container is holding it back. That's your life, man. You were made to evolve. But if you don't expand your mind, you wind up trapped inside a tiny, limited version of yourself. So how do you keep growing, even when life's throwing curveballs at you left and right? Simple. Read 1 page a day. You don't need to spend hours. Even one killer paragraph can completely shift your perspective. Books are like portable wisdom. You can take them anywhere. Learn from real life, not just textbooks. Watch how people behave. Study your own habits. Start asking why like you did when you were a little kid. Every single moment can be a lesson if you just pay attention. Have conversations that push you. Talk to folks who are smarter than you are, who know their stuff. Not to try and impress them, but to soak up their knowledge. Ask the tough questions. Why do I believe what I believe? What old junk do I need to unlearn? What skill will future me be patting myself on the back for learning today? Growth doesn't come from having all the answers. It comes from asking the right questions in the first place. You don't get old when you rack up more birthdays. You get old when that fire of curiosity inside you dies out. Stay hungry for new ideas. Stay thirsty for knowledge and understanding. Stay a little bit foolish, willing to try new stuff. Because the day you stop learning is the day you start fading away. So if you want a life that feels fresh, fulfilling, and smart, then never stop growing. Don't do it for some school assignment. Don't do it for applause. Do it for your soul. Alright, strategy number 9. Life design. You weren't put on this earth to just find a life, like it's some lost set of keys. You were meant to build one. Let's start with a question that really rattles people. Are you actually living the life you chose? Or are you just living the one that kind of happened to you by default? Because most people aren't really living, they're just reacting. They're doing what everyone else is doing. This exercise will show you what kind of life you actually want, not just what society has programmed you to want. Next, create life buckets. Break your life down into 5 key areas: health, relationships, work/purpose, money/freedom, and personal growth/mindset. Then ask yourself, if this was a video game, how full is each bucket right now? Give each one a score from 1 to 10. This gives you a clear picture of where you're at and what areas need some love and attention. Start designing your weeks like a builder, not like someone who's just letting time slip through their fingers. Most people treat time like sand. It just trickles away. Life designers treat time like bricks. They build something with it. Start planning your weeks like an artist. Make time for your health. Make time for learning. Make time for your relationships. Make time for quiet reflection. Make time for building your dream. If you don't plan it, the world will steal it from you. And finally, remove anything that doesn't fit your design. If you were building your dream home, would you let someone just dump random furniture in it? Hell no. So why do you let toxic people, useless habits, and unwanted pressure into your life? Start saying no. Start clearing out space. Start respecting your inner architect. Your life isn't some random house you walked into. It's a blank canvas, waiting for you to paint your masterpiece. And your actions are the paint. Stop waiting for someone else to draw it for you. Pick up that brush and start building a life that reflects your soul, not your fears. You only get one life. Make damn sure it's the one you were meant to live. Okay, last one. Strategy number 10. Personal energy. Let's wrap up this whole thing with the most overlooked truth of all. Your energy is your most valuable resource. More important than your time, your money, or your talent. Because when your energy is running low, you can't think straight. You can't love fully. Protect your space like it's a sacred temple. Your room, your mind, your calendar. Don't let any garbage into them. Stop keeping people in your life just because you've known them forever. If they drain you, they don't belong in your future. Silence is powerful. Nature is healing. Boundaries are sacred. You don't need to be a superhero. You just need to stop leaking energy. You can be a good, kind person, but if you don't protect your energy, the world will just keep taking from you until there's nothing left. So, starting today, say no without feeling guilty. Rest without feeling ashamed. Build without apologizing. Breathe without rushing. Love without losing yourself. Because at the end of your life, you're not going to remember everything you did, but you'll remember how you felt. So build a life that feels light, strong, and true. Protect your energy, because that's where your whole life begins. Let's just pause for a moment. Take a deep breath, and let everything you've just heard sink into your soul. Because these weren't just tips. They were reminders. Reminders that your time isn't unlimited. That your peace of mind is worth protecting. That your dreams still matter. That your body, your heart, your energy, these aren't just tools. They're sacred. And if nobody's told you lately, you're allowed to start over. You're allowed to grow at your own pace. You're allowed to protect your personal space. You're allowed to live a life that feels right to you. Not perfect, but authentic. And maybe you won't change everything overnight. Maybe you'll forget some of this stuff tomorrow. That's okay. But if even one sentence from this whole shebang stuck with you, if even one idea gave you a little bit of courage, then this time we spent together wasn't wasted. Because that's what life really is, isn't it? It's a collection of moments where your soul remembers who you truly are. And this very moment right now could be the beginning of the rest of your life. So spend it wisely. If this video resonated with you, I'm truly grateful that you were here. I made this with honesty, with care, with my heart on my sleeve, and I hope you felt that in every word. If you did, think about subscribing, because this channel isn't about the latest trends. It's about truth. It's about helping you live a better life, feel more deeply, and speak with more conviction. And if you're learning English, I hope you can now see that the road to fluency isn't just about memorizing grammar rules. It's about life, about emotions, about wisdom, and about expressing yourself. You're not just learning English, you're learning how to live fully and speak fearlessly. Thank you for your time. Thank you for opening your heart. Thank you for being a part of this moment. God bless you. Now go out there and live the life that's meant for you before it's too late.